Hi everybody, this has been a 007. Welcome back to the final part of our Lord of the Rings Extended Edition fan rewatch. I am joined today by Adam.
Hey, this is Adam, also known as DrownedSnow.
By Mary.
Hello, it's Nymeria and Mary in real life.
By Shellfish.
Yeah, this is Peter, also known as Shellfish.
By Matt.
Varley on the Discords.
And Zach.
Hey, this is Alias on the internets.
There you go. And we are recording this on our lovely Discord server. So if any of you would like to chat with us, record with us, please find us there. You can find where we are on pinned tweets on our social media. Just search for Vassals of Kingsgrave. So this is the second part of our Return of the King Extended Edition rewatch. We are starting at the end of scene Dwimmerborg, the Haunted Mountain, so at 1 hour 49 minutes. So we are starting with the scene after that, which is the Muster of Rohan, and then going through to the end of the film. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and at play we should hit start on the Muster of Rohan. So 3, 2, 1, play. And so you have the Muster of Rohan, all the guys in their lovely armor getting on their horses and mustering.
Smokey the Bear would be proud that they put out all the fires.
This is actually far preferable to last time because I'm watching on the computer, so I've got subtitles on. Oh, poor Master Meriadoc being told that he's not allowed to go to battle.
Wolf, a burden.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Yeah.
Mary's like,
Yeah, I
do you
love
see this
being told
helmet?
you're a
It's really
burden.
my size.
Oh, and Mary is swept up by another person who does not want to be left at home.
A mysterious stranger.
Who is that?
Well, no, he knows. In the books, it's a little more secretive, but not in the movie.
This scene of all the cavalry riding out is pretty cool. But are we meant to understand that the Rohirrim is basically entirely a cavalry force? Like they don't have foot soldiers or anything else?
That's a good question. I think they
They're
preference
basically
the
Dothraki.
cavalry.
Yeah, I think they're only cavalry. Actually, I was watching The Witcher yesterday, and in like the first episode, there's this war scene, and I was like, okay, it's very violent, but it's nothing like the realness of all of the Lord of the Rings scenes. You know, like there's like 12 people in that scene. It seems so fake compared to this.
Quickly, skulls in the path of the dead.
Yeah, so the scene is now the King of the Dead listener. And this is very much Peter Jackson enjoying all his spooky stuff.
Yeah, I would have cut this scene out of the movie.
I feel like Peter Jackson was just waiting right around the corner. Every time they finished a take, he was like, cut!
He was the kid who, when the fair came to town, the circus like always went on the haunted house ride and thought it was the coolest thing ever.
A ghoulish
Intelligent.
delight.
Shut up, Legolas! Oh,
Yeah, a little dwarf elf banter.
You can tell it's spooky because it's green.
Now they're being molested by ghosts.
How did Aragorn light the fire on his torch?
Let's not worry about that.
Oh,
Blow it away, Gimli.
go on, try and
It's
blow
gonna-
away the ghost.
He's going to pass out if he keeps that up.
No, he's like hyperventilating.
He's like, here's the pipe weed has prepared me to blow these ghosts away.
Yeah, you just hit the ghost like a bong or something.
That's right. You just suck one in and they'll leave you alone, man. They know you're one of them. Otherwise, they're going to think you're a narc.
I love his eyes in this scene.
Actually, brilliant acting considering how much makeup he has on and prosthetics. Like blinking violently is perhaps the only acting he can really do.
Well, I think they say in the director's cut that the prosthetics that they used on his face really irritated his eyes, so most of that was just him naturally reacting to the irritation.
Irritated.
I wonder if he got paid more because he had all the prosthetic pain. Like, did he get paid more than Legolas? One hopes so.
I would hope that just because of
Based on his name.
his history, yeah.
You're like, bitch, one of us was in Sliders and the other one was not.
One of us was in Indiana Jones and the other one was
Have you
not.
worked with Jerry O'Connell? No, you haven't.
Yeah.
This is actually a great line. The dead will not suffer the living to pass. I do like the dead to the king. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good scene for Aragorn, sort of showing his command and sort of kingliness,
You
I
will
suppose.
suffer me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even in the book, Gimli says something like, it was just his force of will that like made all this happen.
Very cool. I wonder who played the Pirate King.
I don't mind all this right here.
And the dead keep it. I love this scene.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, the problem with this whole thing is just how easy it makes the battle, I think, right?
Yeah, it's like Deus Ex.
It's the the Deus Ex Machina later on.
It's the way it was used. You could have had these. It feels like they're infinite. You could have had them. Deus Ex Machina. You could have had them be like 50 pirates, and then not quite so swarmy all over the other troops in the battle.
Yeah, like when you use them in Battle for Middle Earth, like they help, but it doesn't win the whole thing for you.
This is all very Excalibur.
Oh, snap!
So how did that guy know that the line was broken?
Yeah, he's been in a cave the whole time.
Yeah. He's pretty up to date with current events.
He gets owls from Gondor.
Oh boy,
It feels a bit mean that if you swore an oath to a line and the line is broken, are you still being punished for breaking your oath even when that family doesn't exist anymore? Feels a bit mean.
Little loophole in the contract.
Yeah. What say?
Good lord, does Zach sound like he has like the deepest voice ever to anyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something's weird with my mic, but yeah, not sure.
Yeah. This is how I always sound, guys.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It is also very early, so my voice is deeper than normal.
We need like Thor and Star-Lord over here.
A Shellfish is that going to have a voice off now? Who has the madness?
If they do, I'm here for
voice involved.
I don't know about that.
See, and in the theatrical cut, doesn't it just basically cut out right here, and then we don't see anything until like way later?
Yeah, way later. Like you almost forget Aragorn exists in the film. There's so much else going on. And there's Shelob. There's all sorts of shit going on.
This extended edition scene with the skulls coming out of the ceiling and stuff. This is so silly. I would really
I
prefer
agree.
not to have this.
Too much. We don't.
We could all just skip, right? We could all just skip to the next scene.
Legolas.
No, we must suffer.
I sense a skull avalanche coming.
It's a bit like the sort of action, sort of roller coaster ride stuff that's in The Hobbit as well. Sort of.
Yeah, this is definitely for like when they make Indiana Jones the ride, when they make Lord of the Rings the ride. This is like one of the features they wanted to put in. Probably.
Yeah, you're seeing everything that went wrong with The Hobbit foreshadowed in this one scene, aren't you?
You're like, oh crap!
So accurate.
Someone made him cut
Such
this
a great
shit.
action scene.
This is just so ridiculous. I mean, they're dead now, right? They're dead.
One can only hope.
And like,
there they are.
And like, where were the ghosts? Were just like piling up just skulls, like right behind that wall.
Yeah, no other bones, just the skulls.
Like you imagine it's like, they've been doing this for hundreds of years, and the king's just sitting there. Yeah, man, we got enough. If you just push right here, they'll all fall. But just don't push there yet. That's
So,
our move.
What's
So,
going
like,
on
less
here?
than a dozen ships set fire to, like, 3 towns?
And Aragorn's moved. He falls dramatically to his knees.
He's
Look at
Well,
very
his
he's
face.
sad.
failed, right?
The
Get to
sorrow
other
is too
side
much to
of
bear.
Well, it is his
the
people.
mountain.
Yeah.
Where is this?
It's in southern Gondor.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's Pelagia or something like that, but that's one of them.
Yeah, just way down the river.
Yeah,
We will
that's probably the
fight.
mouth of the Anduin going to the sea there.
There you go. So now we
boy.
move to the Siege of Gondor, which is scene 28, for those kids watching along at home. And this is a scene that is just as is in the theatrical cut. Aww, and it's lovely Faramir, like Saint Sebastian, full of arrows.
I find this rather funny the way his horse drags him through the gates there.
There's only one left, and it's him.
Dude, just
Oh,
riding
I
on
want to
his
give
hyena.
some love to the rust that's on the tooth and claw. Like, I just love how everything's so weathered in this.
Yeah, the orcs definitely have that sort of rusted metal aesthetic to them.
Mm-hmm.
The Guardian
And sort of random bickering and fighting in the lines as well.
I mean,
But
they're
it-
orcs.
But
Yeah,
it contrasts
they're-
really nicely with this almost like bloodless, pale
Oh,
white.
my son is dead.
It's so bloodless. Oh, Pippin's having a moment.
Oh, God. I hope the United States transfer of power is as easy as Gondor's.
This is one of my favorite parts, though, where Pippin's like, dude, he's alive! And like, no, he's clearly very dead.
Oh, let's throw over some heads just to freak everyone out.
Decapitated head.
Classic battle tactics.
Release the prisoners.
My sons are sped.
Here you go.
This is some
Yeah,
great,
he just
great
needs medical
acting.
attention.
Pippin's like, this guy's smoking crack.
Yeah. He also has to be super warm underneath that coat.
Yeah. But it's.
Oh no, the enemy's here. What have I done? I get
Could just jump
everyone
right
quit. We all quit. Tell them just to go away.
See, this is the point at which Denethor should feel despair when he looks over the battlements and sees
Well, he
everyone up
does.
against him. But he feels despair even when he's looking at Faramir, like, before.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very cool.
Imagine how much fun it would be to be an orc right now. They're just like, oh, this is going to be easy.
They're like,
Exactly.
we're on the right side of history, guys.
Yeah. You didn't even ask Theoden for help, dude. Now you're going to be all pissed he didn't come and ask you.
Right.
I mean, make up your mind.
Man, he has quite a booming voice.
I mean, in a Zack
Ready?
versus
Ready?
Denethor off.
Well, hold on. I think it's better now.
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it's back to normal.
All right, no more booming voice.
I remember everyone in the cinema when I watched this, like for the first time, just laughing their asses off when Gandalf just like kicks him in the stomach with his staff. Like, shut up, you depressed, nihilistic dipshit. There's a city to
Great.
defend her, you dick. And Gandalf's like, fine, I will have to command the forces then.
I like
like,
how
and
the soldiers know loyalty too. They just listen to whoever's like shouting louder.
And I do love how they are shooting broken pieces of the city. Like, that's their first shot. So you're telling me, like, they didn't have any boulders prepped up until the city started getting destroyed?
Right.
That's
Presumably.
bad planning.
You must admit, though, those broken pieces are highly effective.
Yeah.
I just wonder how they got them into the ballistas, because I mean that's going to be difficult to maneuver.
Yeah, some of these pieces are like freaking Stonehenge. I mean, there's no way.
And also how the troops incoming don't scatter; they just stand there. Like
They're
no
well
one
trained.
seems to want to run for their life.
You have to hold the line.
Yeah, not when there's a massive boulder coming at your head.
Oh yeah, this is still one of my favorite parts, even though it's like super corny.
Yeah, I love this.
They all kind of step
Yes.
out of the way, and he just like, oh, I just need to move over one step.
This is
It's
all the
amazing how
people-
these like square boulders are rolling so easy.
I love that. So boss. That is such a boss move. And then he spits on it.
Oh boy.
Do you have a bit of a crush on Gothmog?
It's the Royal Air Force.
I have a crush on Gothmog.
I prefer my
Hashtag
orcs to look like they have a catcher's mitt as a face.
This is so cool. This is why one watches fantasy films.
The terrible.
Oh, Pippin's
scream.
lost his helmet. I feel Nadia should be here to sort of chastise him.
I mean, in the books, like they're supposed to like spread fear, but I feel like it's almost comical in the movies the way they do it.
They just
I don't know.
scream and everyone's like, ah.
I think it works.
I like it.
I think it's fine.
just-
Like the soldiers, I believe, but Pippin, I was kind of like, okay, you're overselling it.
Right.
He's going for the Oscar.
Well, this was the last film when you had the chance to, right?
Yeah.
Did
This
any
one
of
was
the
the one that
actors-
won all the awards, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
this one won
this-
Best Picture and
They just had to. I feel sorry for anything else that was up for awards that year.
Yeah.
You just had to acknowledge the triumph that this was.
yeah, I think this film. So a few of the awards it won was definitely like basically a trilogy award. It was like
Oh, 100%.
awarding
yeah.
the whole thing.
This is such a great spectacle. I'm actually going to look it up. Oscar.
Like, did they really need to be told that? God damn.
Don't shoot at the towers. You can't hurt the towers with your arrows.
So it was the 76th Academy Awards on this one, everything.
Did anyone else see that one orc just fall off the fucking thing without being hit?
Yeah.
Can we just recognize how beautiful these doors are that someone
How
has
many
created?
Oscars did they win? It was like a dozen.
So they won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted
By costume.
Screenplay,
I think they won everything except the actor awards.
score, original song, sound mixing, art direction, costume design, makeup, film editing, and vis effects. So they won 11. They had 11 nominations.
Yeah,
They won
11.
11. But what's really
Wow.
sad is that the film that also had 10 nominations was Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World, which is such a great film.
Which Pippin was also in.
Yeah, that should have won more.
Master
Col-
and Commander is one of those movies that's like it's a good movie, but after the year that like it was in the awards, no one remembers it.
I remember it. I love that film. And
And
then
I-
Col-
Actually,
It's
I
one of those
actually
movies
enjoyed
that
that
hashtag
movie.
Greg would love.
and
on 7 nominations were Cold Mountain and Seabiscuit for all the BoJack Horseman fans out there.
isn't Greg
6.
always wanting a sequel for that?
Yeah, 6 Mystic River, 5 nominations for Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Which is a good movie.
Yeah,
It was
which is
also
best
the
best
year
those
of
movies.
Finding Nemo, City of God, which is actually the best of those movies. The Last Samurai, Lost in Translation, In America, Girl with a Pearl Earring, House of Sun and Fog, The Barbarian Invasions, 21 Grams, and The Triplets of Belleville. So it was a strong year.
Yeah, it was a very loaded year.
For a second, I thought you said like the movie name was Finding Nemo: The City of God.
I missed that sequel.
Yeah.
And Billy
so
Crystal hosted.
Best actor went to Sean Penn for Mystic River, and Charlize Theron won for Monster.
You know what? I think I was. Who else was that year?
So why wasn't this Plan A?
But Grund.
You gotta have
Yeah.
a little foreplay, Varley, you know?
I guess.
Yeah, that was the year I'd wanted Bill Murray to win for Lost in Translation.
Jesus Christ, Johnny Depp was nominated for Pirates of the Caribbean for Best
I just
Actor.
saw that.
Wow, really? I mean, I think he's really good in that role, but
Yeah, he keeps on playing that role like into real life ever since.
I was going to
But, like,
say.
He's great in that role, and it's the first time he did it. So I think people were like, "Man, this is just this." It was kind of a bit of a revelation. It was a lot of fun. And
You're
10 years
just-
later, you're like, "Oh my gosh, stop being Jack Sparrow."
yeah, I mean, that role, like, it really was perfect for him, but obviously that's all he could do.
Now they're rebooting it already.
Okay, so we're now in a scene called The Corsairs of Umbar, which is scene 37. Sorry, guys, before I was giving you scene
Oh,
numbers.
and
from
there
the
goes
novel.
Peter Jackson with the arrow through his chest.
So this is a new scene.
Brand
Some
new.
great acting there.
Yeah, I love how they're like prepared to be boarded, and it's like the boat is moving. So, you know, I don't even know why they bothered. So did Peter Jackson just put all of his buddies in this scene as the pirate? Like, who are these people?
It's the George Lucas thing.
These are all the kids of my friends. Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Frodo exists. He's back.
Oh god.
This
So
guy.
So we're now heading into Shelob's Lair, which is a scene I won't be watching because it's scary. Oh.
The ring has to move forward, Bina.
But this
The
is a
only
scene
way.
that's just as is from the theatrical version. So.
They did not want to add more content to this sequence.
It's already scary enough.
Okay, I don't need more giant spider things. That's fine.
Exactly. So we've got hobbits just walking into sort of dark, scary place. Not helpful.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
yeah.
Frodo's spidey sense isn't going off here?
Smeagol makes his move. Come on, where are you? Catch up. Ooh,
think
it's
one of the-
sticky. Oh god.
I think one
Can't
of
see
the
anything.
skeletons in the webs here is actually a baboon skull.
That's random.
I guess it's supposed to be an orc skull in universe, but I guess the baboon skull looks cool
Oh.
enough.
I'm right ahead of you. Don't worry, master. Just follow my voice. Frodo's like definitely like looking like an addict needing a fix right now. He's not in a good way.
Yeah. He gets more of that like red outline. Oh, look at that skull. Little
Bird
baby.
skull.
What bird flies into this cave?
I wonder how long
Apparently,
it took to dress this setup. Like, man, those webs and stuff. There's a lot of them.
Sort of considering the chapter in the book that this is supposed to be like a place of utter darkness, since Shelob is like a light-devouring entity, I think they could have done a better job with the lighting in the scene.
Well,
Sort of
Well, you have to be able
communicate
to
with
see-
darkness.
They have to still light their scene.
yeah, you need to see
Yeah.
what's happening, kind of.
Yeah, you need to see, but you could have done something with some like maybe some blue light or something more like that.
I always lose track of time here. So like, Sam finally finds the bread a year later.
Yeah, he's gotten quite a way down and then doubles back like 3 times as quick.
And he becomes Spider-Man and just.
Well, look at that Hobbit rage. Oh, fuck that! I'm gonna climb the stairs again.
That gives you
Yeah.
a bonus to move speed.
That's that's Gardner rage right there. Someone threw away good bread. It's just like all spider webs.
I'm basically ordering cookies online.
Yeah, that's a good way to get away from you. That
Get away from Shelob.
I think that's just a good thing to do in general.
yeah, of course. But
Does
that's
she
a good
give him
moment
the
to do
light
it.
in the theatrical version?
Yeah,
Yes.
she did.
I think,
I think.
he's the only one that gets a present.
Yeah, it's just everyone else that doesn't get the gifts. That's right. Uh-oh.
There she is.
She
No.
still looks okay. I mean,
Uh,
it's not the best CG, but
Our big beautiful girl.
oh, she looks very real. I mean, I'm it still
Oh.
works on me.
Because I mean, like part of this was practical effect, right? Like the close-ups and stuff. They had legs. And
I
stuff.
don't know. Doesn't look like, right?
No, not when she's moving, but I think like when she has him pinned later. Like I think they used like no, not a dummy, but you know, like
Some sort of like
limbs and mouth and all that.
Physical objects instead of computer generated ones.
Sometimes watching movies without the CG is fun. Like I saw Land of the Lost, which was like the Will Ferrell remake, like I don't know, 15 years ago or whatever, and it was like a test screening. And so, you know, we went to go see that. A buddy of mine, we used to go to like test screenings all the time, but like half of the visual effects weren't done. So it's like he's fighting the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's just it cuts to, you know, a tennis ball.
The string.
And like some of the effects, it looked like an 8-bit Mario game, and I'm like, is that intentional or is that just not finished? It actually made it kind of a little more entertaining. Watching the real version was not as fun. Why is the
look at
spider
Smeagol.
struggling with her own webs?
It's a good question.
She's just savoring the kill, okay?
Look at Smeagol. He was just sitting there, like watching it.
And there goes Sting.
Get off on a little Hobbit snuff.
He likes to watch.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now Smeagol's like, now that you're incapacitated, I'm brave. Frodo's not putting up with that, though.
This scene is long.
Yes, it is.
What kind of cookies are you ordering?
So there's a company called Ben's Cookies that just makes the most amazing cookies, and they have about 5 shops. And one of them, I think one of the first is where I went to university, so I just was so indulgent. Like one cookie, I used to get the peanut butter ones, but they don't do that anymore. So indulgent. But they now do nationwide delivery because all the shops are closed. So I'm ordering a mix of white chocolate cookies, white chocolate with macadamia, cranberry, some coconut.
White chocolate? Why would you waste a cookie?
Don't ruin my joyous moment while you guys are looking at nasty spiders.
It's a good choice, a fine choice.
Thank you, Mary.
Nasty chips.
And then, oh my god, the delivery charge is so ridiculous. And then it says, who are you ordering for? Myself? Someone else? It's like, obviously for me.
Alright, good news. Smeagol died.
Yep.
Like
just like that.
I do not need a receipt. Thank you. Yeah, delivery's gotten a little excessive out here with all of our issues with the postal service. Like, I sold something on eBay last week, and I was like, all right, I think I charged like $10 for shipping. And I went to go ship it, and it was like $45 is what the thing was telling me. I was like, are you kidding? So I ended up shipping it FedEx for like $15.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's okay because, I mean, I don't live anywhere really near London, so to say. And if they're bringing me lovely fresh cookies, then, I mean, what else am I spending on my money on? I'm not going out to eat. I'm not going to the cinema. I'm not going to go on holiday, so...
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any places been in Goldbelly? I fell down a rabbit hole on that website here, and it's just amazing the shit you can order.
I feel like we've been purposely trying to keep the restaurant industry afloat around here. It's like, well, let's just order again. We gotta save that restaurant.
Still going on.
Yeah, I think this little vision of Galadriel is a really nice addition here. Sort of like keep the faith.
And insofar as it doesn't involve nasty spiders. Oh, it's a new scene. Excellent.
Back to the Rohirrim.
It's called Merry's Simple Courage, and it is a all new scene.
Oh, this is one of the new ones.
Yeah, no Gonbury gone.
I do love her here.
Those guys.
Like Eowyn is just here without her helmet off, just hanging out.
Yeah, just
real
chilling.
incognito.
Well, she is facing the other way, so it's fine.
And you've seen
Lots
the
of
river.
long
They
hair.
have- all those horse riders have luxurious long hair and ponytails.
It's true. It's true.
That's how they roll.
Yeah, look at the guy behind him. It has longer hair than she does.
Exactly. Stop being so heteronormative.
No, I just mean like they cut straight from Theoden to her, and like to me, I'm like she's 10 feet away from Theoden.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're in a completely different part of the company, but
Oh.
Oh, bless him. Of course you can save Middle-earth, my darling hobbit.
But they actually do save Middle Earth.
Just wants to save Frodo.
Not for
and
Frodo.
Sam. Not for me, Sam. Bless. He's so sweet. Love it.
Sweet.
Anytime you blow a war horn, that's always good.
Anytime, any scenario where you're blowing a war horn, that's a win.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it's ominous. I love it. I saw a video the other day of just someone playing the horn, a Celtic horn, and it just like I can imagine the Romans being very scared at this sound coming from the misty swamps and everything.
But one battle sound I would love to know what it really sounded and felt like to hear was a Confederate rebel yell. I think that must have been pretty awesome.
You see, like I was going to say, like a Highland charge, kind of along the same lines.
Exactly. Okay, guys, we're now on the scene Grond, the Hammer of the Underworld, which is as in the actual cut. And now we're at the scene, the Tomb of the Stewards, which is number 41, which is extended. So you're going to see a lot of like melancholy, annoying Denethor.
What you doing, fella? Gonna light your son on fire?
Oh, God.
Well, he's obviously dead.
Gondor is lost. Woe is me.
Well,
And
well,
the white
the
flower blooms.
I do love where it's like Faramir's like, Dad, it really hurts. It's like, yes, he is dead.
So this entire avenue in the books is all tombs.
Why do the fools fly? It's
Well, there
such a
you go.
great performance. How did this guy not get nominated? It's one of the simultaneously hammiest and best performances of modern cinema.
It is actually very surprising he didn't in a supporting role. of some kind.
I love the scene. So cool. Pippin being all stealthy and trying to sneak in. Long, slow sleep of death and gone. The language is beautiful here. This is kind of like one of the only references to religion, like when he says we'll burn like the heathen kings of old. Because actually it's a strangely religionless world, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose they refer to the Valar as gods sometimes, or at least it's said in the Silmarillion that the men sometimes call them gods, but the elves just call them powers. And I guess the Rohirrim do refer to like going to the halls of their fathers. So there's some sort of thought of afterlife there, but that isn't really canon, I suppose, in the world.
Oh, the freaking flaming
Oh boy.
battering ram. Always really weird. I think that's where the extended editions, when you had 2 DVDs, would cut off. You'd have to switch right there. The flaming battering ram.
Yeah, I think it's the introduction of Grond where the DVD is cut off, and the Cause Eyes of Umbar scene was the first one on the second DVD.
Very cool effects there. Oh, here we go.
Is he still walking? Holy shit.
So now we're at 43, the choices of Master Samwise.
which is the end of the Two Towers
Oh,
book.
why is there a spider again? Fuck me.
I think
They're
she
all
is
scared of
guys.
spiders.
beautiful, actually.
Well, good for you.
I like the way that her head is sort of like partly this kind of flesh color and not
Can you tell
wholly
me when
black.
it's safe to look at the screen again?
What do you think about her stinger?
Oh, it's pretty nice. It's all
Ooh,
shiny.
It's
look at it pulsating,
it's luxurious. It's,
You
just
guys
the
are
right
weird.
size.
throbbing stinger.
And look at the little
Seriously,
hairs on her,
guys.
her rump.
There it is. Goodbye, Frodo.
I'll put it in me.
Been penetrated.
Yeah.
You lot are
And he's
strange.
foaming at the mouth immediately.
That makes sense. It paralyzes him.
Speaking of acting performances that should not get nominated for awards.
I do like the little spin up thing here. This looks pretty good.
What is growing on her fucking head?
No, I think it's just her head. Like, I think it might be some
Sam's like, I got the sword and the light. About to get that
skin
ring.
disease.
Screw Frodo.
How did he get the light?
Frodo dropped it.
Found it.
You know, it's pretty darn bright.
So, as a recent reader of the Silmarillion, Shellfish, can you explain who Arendelle is?
No, that's like Elrond's dad.
Yeah, he's a mariner who went to the west to plead for Middle Earth, and the Valar heard him and hallowed his ship and sent him up with into the skies with the Silmaril on his brow.
Now Sam is dead. How does Sam resist Shelob here?
That's that gardener rage.
Woolly foot to the face.
Use your pen, Sam. Use your pen.
The one thing grosser than a giant spider is a hobbit's foot.
Yeah.
Oh, Shelob's like, oh, I got poked. Mm-mm.
Oof. A hit. A palpable hit.
Ooh, bubble dogs.
Hold
now
on
live
to
this
the sword,
nationwide.
Sam.
You can order bubble dogs to home now.
What? You ordering?
They're like
Bubble dogs?
the ultimate sort of hipster kind of gourmet hot dogs.
Ooh.
If you go to bubbleshoplondon.com.
So we went to a seaside seafood place after the beach the other day, and they sell a caviar-covered hot dog for $65.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like money.
Yeah.
It even comes with a side serving of tater tots.
Ooh.
What was it? So my wife and I were watching the Indian Matchmaker show, Bina. And
Oh my god.
the one guy that was like, he like in the first episode, I think it was, or early on, he was like serving her when she came over, and was he serving her with like 5-pound napkins or whatever it was, like with the drinks. And I was like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
what?
That was a douchebag.
Is that something you do? Like,
I really, really, really want to VOC about that show so badly. Mikal and I want to VOC about it, and we need to find some muggles who don't have basically arranged marriage in their culture to sort of comment on the craziness as well.
yeah, we're like halfway through it, and I'm very confused. I'm rooting for the one girl, the normal girl.
Nadia?
I think
Nadia's our girl. My wife
the
loves
one
her.
from South America.
Oh, she's lovely, the Guyanese girl. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the first guy that kind of doesn't work out. I was like, well, he doesn't deserve her.
And I was like, yeah, son of a bitch better got her flowers and cookies and everything else. Good
I'm
for
like,
him.
oh, he's like, I was in the ER. I'm like, okay, you get one of those, but like, you still have your phone, so this isn't like 1980.
Yeah, what really surprised me was that arranged marriage is just called marriage, and then marriage for love is a love marriage.
They
'cause
specifically.
I don't understand arranged
It's what your
marriage.
default is, isn't it?
Do you think orcs have matchmakers?
Oh, probably, yeah.
How else would that work?
They're like, Uflag recently sacked Gondor, and he's heading up his own tribe in the mountains.
He's got 10 battle scars. I know it's not a lot, but
But did anyone ever see female orc?
It's
They must
like
Maybe they have
dwarf
beards
wives,
like
isn't
dwarves.
well, they have beards, so
Well,
Maybe that is a female.
They bred like the children of Iluvatar, so there are orc ladies somewhere.
I feel like I've seen like people that were clearly like women in these movies, but like they're not like called out as like there's an orc lady because she's wearing booby armor and stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like you probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah, maybe orcs actually have gender equality.
Oh, Faramir. So we're now on Denethor's Madness, which is chapter 44.
I love him all oiled up like this.
Yeah, that's how I like my men.
Yeah.
All moist.
All right.
Oiled up and unconscious.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my
Burning
god.
up
listener.
the
You took it to the next level.
Please don't cancel me. I don't believe in sexually abusing unconscious men. Oh, poor Pippin. He's son of Paladin. I mean, that's like good memory.
Go die.
It's a
So
fun
bad.
line. Go die in what way seems best to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, I will.
So these soldiers just suck, huh?
We're trying.
How does he have the time to go through the entire city to find Gandalf and then go back up again? And Denethor still hasn't.
Marie, don't think about it too much.
Okay.
Just let it happen.
Well, Denethor is probably monologuing for a couple of hours before he
Yeah,
sets
that
the
makes more
flame.
sense.
So we're now at the Witch King's Hour, which is chapter 45.
Is that what this is called?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this scene with the Witch King, it's in the extended edition, but I would keep it out of the movie because it kind of unfairly diminishes Gandalf in my view.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Justice for Gandalf.
Part of the problem here you get too is like when Gandalf's staff gets broken, and you're like, "Are you kidding me?" But like in the theatrical release, his staff just disappears, and you're like, "What happened to his staff?" It's never explained.
Yeah, that one orc does look like Darth Maul.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah, who's apparently a
I've
terrible
read
human
in
being.
the book when the Gandalf and the Witch King are sort of equally matched, and it could go either way. But here it's like the Witch King kind of trounces him.
I mean, I feel like Gandalf could have taken him.
Yeah, I mean the Witch King is definitely below Balrog, so
He's just like, "Look at my sword. It's on fire, and it like blows up your staff somehow."
Do you guys have like a power ranking of the strongest Lord of the Rings characters?
oh totally.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Who's
get our
number one?
Dragon Ball scatters out.
Who's your number
Morgoth
one?
is number one.
Really?
Who is?
Morgoth or Melkor.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Well, I mean, I guess God is number one, Iluvatar is, but
Yeah, but he's not in the films. So someone who's in the films.
Sauron.
Sauron then.
Gosh. Not
But,
Gandalf.
Sauron gets bitched by Baron, who's immortal. Ah, the Rohirrim.
Well, he gets robbed by Baron, really.
No, Sauron.
Oh, Sauron, yeah.
Actually, I guess it's Huon bitches him because
By a dog. Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're about to ride.
Ride of the Rohirrim.
oh,
Ba, 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 ba.
You're like, I remember when like 10 guys ran out from the Hornburg.
We now have 300,000 men.
This is what I wanted.
This is like the most perfect scene in the entire trilogy. I want no cynicism.
No, I love this scene. I'm saying, like,
like in the books, how he looks defeated, and then they think he might like march away, but then he conquers
And
himself.
This is the kind of shit when you talk about like history and ancient battles that it's like, you know, the supporting army showing up and just completely changing everything.
Yeah. Courage for our friends. That's like the theme of the entire book right there. Courage for our friends.
Ugh. Come
If
on,
you guys
Data.
were in trouble, I'd
That
take
speech.
you.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The sunlight behind them.
Follow the king's banner.
Forth and fear no darkness. Oh yeah,
Ugh.
baby.
I don't think it's possible to do this better than this.
No, I
Oh.
agree. And the epic and melancholic music behind, it's just
Just how beautiful the
Chills.
armor is.
Every time.
yeah.
It's like righteous battle, right?
I mean, speaking of like nominations, he could easily be nominated for Best Supporting Actor too.
I agree. I think he's
yeah.
the best character in the movies. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
I think he really should have gotten it for Two Towers.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
think he has a bad scene.
100%.
Any of
Yeah, his
these
scene in the Hornburg is Oscar worthy. I think. Like, how did it come to
Mm.
this? That whole thing.
But I think, unfortunately, like, the Two Towers is probably the best of the three movies. But it's there, you know how it is with awards. Oh well, there's the third one coming. We'll just get him when the third one comes.
Yeah.
But come on, Ride for Ruin and the World's Ending.
I will point out that is actually Eomir's line after he thinks
Yeah.
that Eowyn died. They give it to him here.
Right.
And the chant of death.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Because it is, it's a
was
death march
great
at this
fear.
point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they really think
Oh, it's the greatest battle cry ever, right?
for Theolingus.
War horns.
Ah, the horns.
The horns. Oh man.
Like, what's scarier than a charging army that is ready to die, right?
The king out front.
So brilliant.
I
What
love
a
in the
king.
books how he like outpaces everyone.
I would follow him into battle.
Yeah, this
Orcs with their
scene
little
is
baby
beautifully
bows.
described in the book as well.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love the cavalry scenes, but I always feel so bad for the horses, and
Yeah.
it's just a bit,
Yeah, this is brutal when they crash in. Yeah.
See, yeah.
But at least this is filmed like according to the principles of the Humane Society. If you watch the original Sergei Bondarchuk War and Peace, they filmed the Battle of Borodino with the Soviet army of the time, and there is no Humane Society looking after those cavalry horses. And you can tell. I mean, it's why it's the best battle scene ever filmed, because it is literally a battle scene. They just reenact the Battle of Borodino. They look
I like
scared.
the shot of Eomer.
Who's afraid now, motherfuckers?
The
Fear
one
is on
problem
their
with that
faces.
the one problem with that shot is there is a guy in the background with a spear that wiggles around.
Oh, completely ruined
Such
by
a
the
great
wiggly
scene.
spear.
Yeah, I think in the books they like in Theoden to Oromir. Or what's his name?
Orome,
Eomer.
no, Orome, the huntsman of the
Or the
Valar.
Valor.
Yeah, he's got a, there's a
Oh,
Here we are back
bathing in
to
oil now.
implication that
pouring
he's
oil on his face.
possessed
So this
there.
is the scene, the Pyre of Denethor, which is scene 47, folks.
More oily men.
Oh,
Who's going to slide off her seat?
Yes, we shall burn together, son. Like,
Faramir's
how are
waking up at a slightly unfortunate time to wake up.
How are the guards not just like, okay, can we just kill him and walk away?
I mean, you see one in the back kind of look at the other guys like, are we really doing this?
They're very
Alright.
slowly moving the torches, very slowly.
So apparently in this
Immolation.
scene they had to use mirrors to make the fire look like it's on the pyre because the horse wouldn't go towards fire, obviously.
Sensible horsey.
All those carvings on the walls are beautiful.
Mm.
Sort of a veiled figure.
I mean, the set design and costume design. Just look at Gandalf's clothes and the weaving of them.
Oh yeah,
It's just unsurpassed in its detail.
Gandalf hits him with his spear a lot. Sorry, his staff.
Oh, nice one. I don't think it's realistic that a hobbit could roll a full-grown man off a pyre, but never mind.
Pippin's been working out. Been training to be part of the Royal Guard. Oh no, Denethor's on fire. Oh, he's alive.
That's a good horsey.
Hello.
No shit.
No, he's totally dead still.
Marie, that was perfect.
I love that he's clearly like dude in a flame suit, movie on fire.
All right,
This
time
is
to
such an
feel
epic
fire.
end. It's such an epic end.
And
Whichever poor
dude,
stuntman had to do this.
forget him jumping off of the edge there and falling all the way down, which is amazing. But like, dude sprints the length of that on fire. I mean, faster than I could get there. Like 100% not on fire.
Could we time him against Usain Bolt?
That's because we're Adam. That's because we're overweight and out of shape.
So this is the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, folks, chapter 48. And this is an extended scene.
Drive him to the river.
Make
Whoops.
safe the city. Fucking love Denethor. Not
Oh,
Denethor. Theoden.
Elephants.
I like how he's all happy and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Like,
Yeah,
where were
even
they
AM
hiding
is
these
looking a bit
things?
like...
Good
I'm
question.
The mists.
Where are they coming from?
I guess they were held in reserve.
Who
maybe.
is this guy here on the horn?
See, this scene would be cancelled now because it would be seen as Orientalist. But it's so good.
But that actor, like his proportions, like is he like 7'5" or something? Like he's got these huge arms.
Would it be Orientalist if they're using local Maori actors?
Probably, I don't know. Reform the line against the giant invading elephants. I mean,
Maybe like
elephant beats
circle
horse.
around behind them?
Let's do this, Rohan, one more time.
Something Red Dawn. Let's go.
this whole battle is so well done.
Is it dumb? Well, yeah,
so
I
well
guess.
done. So well done.
So well done. Okay, well, yeah.
Well,
I
until
actually think-
Legolas comes in.
Kills everything by himself.
Yeah.
The thing about
Surfing-
elephants is they
surfing
are quite
Legolas.
skittish, so I reckon cavalry riding its elephants would actually freak them out. Because, I mean, war elephants are notoriously difficult, right? I mean, like, the problem with war elephants is they're so skittish that they normally cause as much damage to your own troops as the enemy.
Yeah, but the Mumakil, they're trained and they're like 5 times the size of an elephant. So apparently not.
Yeah, someone watched a lot of Empire Strikes Back. Hot
Yeah.
battle as a kid.
All right, we need
No shame there.
snow speeders, some cable.
Speaking of, I went and saw Empire Strikes Back Friday night to an empty movie theater.
Is
Why
anyone
don't
gonna
all
go
of them
and
have
see-
that like mowing thing?
Is anyone going to go and see Tenet at the cinema? Is anyone braving COVID? Go.
I want to go see it, but I'm not going to see it if there's other people there.
Oh, this is such a fucking great shot when
I got my ticket, and I kept looking. There was like no one else bought any tickets, and I'm like, okay, I'll go, because it was like 11 o'clock at night, and they just opened on Friday. I'm like, I don't even think anyone knows they're open yet, so like,
Oh.
I'll go be by myself.
Good shot, Amir. Good shot.
Whoa! And
We
that's like
have
the
tickets-
one elephant that's got like a chain between its tusks.
Which is very cool. We have tickets for Friday, and I'm still kind of umming and ahhing as to whether we should go from a health perspective. But
So, do they have any special precautions that they're doing, or?
yeah, like you have to wear masks, and it's like every other row is empty, and there's seats between parties. But
Well,
still.
Yeah.
I've been to a
'Cause it-
cinema 2 times in the last few weeks, and granted, it was for not Tenant, which will be at least much more popular, but there was like no one in the room, like 10 people max every time.
So it's quite safe in that respect.
Yeah,
And ours, like, there's basically a partition between the aisles now. Like, you don't even see the people in front of you or behind you. So that's kind
So
of one thing. But when we buy a ticket, it like blacks out the tickets to the left and the right of you. But that's
Yeah.
only like one seat of space. So I'm like, well, technically, if you went over like another seat to the left and right, you'd have like, 5 or 6 seats all to yourself. If you wanted to do that, just buy a couple seats.
Oh, here we go. This is so cool.
Or I guess you'd have 9 seats all to yourself. You could basically book a whole row with 3 tickets.
Merry upchucking dust. I hadn't realised how long this battle scene was, because actually in the books, the battles are surprisingly, they're like half a paragraph, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, like, Helm's Deep isn't all that much, and this is just a couple paragraphs, I think, right?
This whole sequence, yeah, is pretty short.
I think this is extended edition stuff here with Merry and Eowyn fighting.
It is, I think, yeah.
I mean, Return of the King has the most extra content in the extended edition, I know that. But I lose track of where it is. I'm better at it with the first 2 movies. I mean, I haven't watched the theatrical version of any of these in a long time, 15 years. Unless it's on TV or something.
Oh, I love this line.
The journey doesn't end here. So we're in a far green country, folks. Scene 49. Except I feel he should be kind of saying this to Frodo. All turns to silver glass. So it's this word
Beautiful.
that becomes the lyrics of the end song by Annie Lennox, Into the West.
That line, though, is the last thing Frodo sees, right? And then they come back to the Shire with Sam.
It might be from that last chapter, yeah. I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure.
the great mists fall back, and
All the sounds of battle just gone.
nothing like a little quiet contemplation about death to get your courage back. That's his oh fuck face.
He has several.
The Nazgul and his prey, scene 50.
Can't hinder him.
Yeah, man.
This guy will not be hindered. Feast on his flesh.
Doesn't he say something cool like, I'll send you to the houses of lamentation or something in the book?
Yeah, something about your spirit being flayed over and over
Well,
again.
I can't help but think of that, the Rankin Bass clip or whatever.
Hinder me!
He must have a really, really sharp sword.
Yeah, she cut right through that.
Yeah, like it was nothing. Like it was a bit of patty butter. That helmet.
Sneak at his snack.
That mace is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Witch King has the best toys.
But to what?
He's just flailing around. This was for the boss fight in the video game.
So,
Don't use up all your stamina.
Time for a quick time event.
poor Eowyn.
Can you imagine being hit by that? I would just die.
Okay,
Like,
we're on
well,
chapter,
I've been bested.
chapter 51, The Black Ships. So for those of us who hadn't read the books, if anyone hadn't read the books and didn't know what had happened to Aragorn.
Yeah.
You think this guy's outfit is
going
like
out.
a nod to Mad Max? Because
The guy with the skull on his helmet. You know which Mad Max movie is that from?
Road Warrior?
I am not familiar with it.
May the best dwarf win. So good. Oh, then all the stupid pirates.
Here they go. Whee!
I mean, why did Legolas and Aragorn even bother to fight at this point? Just let the pirates do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
why
have a
put yourself
boat.
in danger?
Fire.
Ship of my tire, you know?
The unlimited, infinite pirates.
Being back when we did the reread, you said that Thus Came Aragorn scene is your favorite scene in any book. Does that still hold true?
Which
The part where Aragorn comes to the Pelennor Fields.
because the
No,
writing
man.
is very, very moving. But no, I think now it would probably be more Theoden type stuff or Boromir type stuff. As I get
Yeah.
older, like what I find moving changes.
What is the Witch King's deal where he like sucks swords into his body and then he like becomes a black hole and like, you know, implodes himself?
Very
What's up with
cool. It's a good death.
I mean, oh yeah, it's a strong death. Just
No,
like,
I think when Aragorn arrives at Pelennor Fields, it is written really well because he unfurls his standard and like he says something like the opportunity, like their friends turn to foes, and Aragorn's
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a
like, it was a
beautiful
great,
scene.
yeah.
That Thus Came Aragorn scene as well, and we're sort of robbed of that in the movie. I feel like.
It felt like it was a big scene where he takes ownership of being king, because in the books he's obviously a lot more vacillating about what he wants. And
get the sword, Eowyn, get the sword.
I might be being too hard on it, but I think it probably would be hard to communicate that feeling in a movie.
I agree.
Well, I don't know. You could do like a shot
There we
where
go.
the banner is sort of unfurled and there's a stirring music with it, and then the ship comes in and Aragorn
Now it's
steps
time for
out.
Legolas to surf on these elephants.
So we're on chapter 53, Victory at Minas Tirith, folks, which is an extended scene.
He's going to climb up the arrows, use the arrows to climb up the elephant. Yeah.
This is also emblematic of what was wrong with The Hobbit.
Yep. So much foreshadowing.
Now he's like 2 feet away using his arrows on these guys. That makes sense, sure.
But I can forgive it in the Lord of the Rings because it's so good otherwise. But
Right.
then it's the Hobbits and it's just no.
It's this
Every time-
the whole time.
Every time I watch this trilogy, I'm like, you know what we need is that dude dressing up as a woman and hiding, and we need that whole plot. That's what we need. Edward, or what was that guy? Was that who that was? Oh man. I just, like when you're a successful director in Hollywood, you kind of get your oh, there we go, posing for the camera as the elephant dies.
We
When
just
you're a
don't
successful
need...
director, you get your carte blanche at a certain point, and Peter Jackson used his. It's done. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, we're taking that away. We're taking it away now."
Yeah, there was no one there to say no.
But you get that. You earn that. If you're Steven Spielberg or something, you can make just something god awful for $1 billion. And you go,
This is
okay.
the Star Wars prequel issue, right? There's just no.
To be fair,
No, I think it's also-
I think for The Hobbit, it wasn't mostly Peter Jackson's fault. I mean, partly.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
it entirely. I really wish
studio.
Guillermo del Toro had stayed, because I would have loved to see what he would have done. But it just
the
the
passing
whole
of
thing was a
Theoden.
mess.
This is so sweet.
I know your face.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Is
For a man who at the start of this trilogy couldn't even see his niece clearly.
That's actually a line I sometimes use when I'm feeling tired. I'll just say my body is broken.
It's a good one.
My eyes
Melodrama.
darken.
Oh. Like, how does this guy not get an Oscar? And also, let's take a moment to notice that neither of them are crying. It's a very restrained scene in some ways.
The British in you is like, this is the best scene ever produced.
Yeah, it's just all held.
There's this whole thing in the books about how Eowyn never smiles, and that's like a whole plot. I think they're playing on that here with her, how she acts here.
But I think
So
it's also
she's in the Houses of Healing.
the nobility and the heroism of the moment. Like, she just wants to lock eyes with him and be with him as he dies, so he doesn't feel alone. So moving. Like, it's almost like a pride thing. Like, we're not going to show we're scared of death at this moment. Now the tip. As he goes.
No, especially Theoden, who's welcoming it now because he feels like he's equals to his forefathers, right?
And he's gone. And then, so when he's gone is when she allows herself to cry. She had to be strong for him.
Oh, cool. I hadn't really considered it like that, but totally makes sense.
So lovely.
And that is a well-acted death scene.
Yes, I agree. Oh well, we're on to Oaths Fulfilled, scene 55. This is as in the theatrical cut.
So Gandalf made it through the entire battle without getting any blood on him?
Nope.
He's magic.
And this is where Aragorn makes his greatest mistake.
Yeah.
Bad idea, Gimli says.
Yeah, just be like, hey, I need you to go kill Sauron, please.
It would
Literally-
take more. Just go over there, kill everybody.
The thing is, Aragorn knows he's not going to defeat Sauron on the field. He just wants to distract him from Frodo. So whether he turns up with 1,000 or 3,000,
And he's so noble.
But with the army of the dead, he could defeat them on the field. That's the point.
Yeah,
They're
an unbeatable
option.
force.
but he cannot stoop to that level.
So
Yeah,
the
but
world
I mean-
dies.
They're not bound to his
you know.
will that they would do anything that he says. That he has
Here
had
we
to sort
go.
of negotiate them to.
And
Fight
this is the
for
first
him.
time Aragorn's seen Gandalf in so much time, and it's just a nod. The Houses of the
Oh, that guy's
Healing,
missing his arm.
Chapter 56.
A hobbit lay here, and another here.
So this is obviously a new scene because Faramir was screwed in the theatrical edition.
Oh, Carl Urban.
I love this.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, that scream and that reaction, it's just
Well, this is the thing in the book is like this Viking rage that overcomes him, and you kind of feel that here.
And I think, like, because Keith Evan doesn't get many, he doesn't get many good acting scenes in this trilogy, so this is really his chance to show what he
To show his quality.
Exactly.
can. Oh, and now the king is wandering through with his Alias and whatnot.
Yes. Healing
Oh,
hands.
no, Houses of Healing. This is another extended scene. Extra scene.
Extra
This is-
scene.
This is how we know he is the king.
Hmm
Yeah, but this is so brief though that it almost feels like I don't
He
know.
rubs water on wounds. That's what the king does.
Yeah, there's no Iorith to be like the hands of a king or the hands
But
of
water
a
with kingsfoil, not just a weed.
the less.
That's a weed.
I like this. I like having a scene after battle, and poor Aomer is just so sad.
Yeah, and I don't think they really could have done this whole sequence also, the whole Houses of Healing bit. Obviously, this movie's already incredibly long.
But if you had trimmed
Yeah.
back the pirates and the skateboarding, you could have squeezed a bit of it in.
I would have liked slightly more between Eowyn and Faramir than they get.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
just to make
anything
it a bit
between
more
Eowyn.
realistic. Yeah.
Now here's Eowyn. It's been 3 weeks. She seems to be healed. Faramir's doing well.
Look at him being
Faramir's perving out.
stalkery. Yeah, exactly.
This does really change. Like oh, there's a whole like passage of time you get here. Then you go right outside. Like oh no. It's
And
been
now
like an
we're in
hour.
love!
Well, I mean, at least they like.
So now we're at Pippin looking after Merry. Aw.
Yeah, and that's what's weird. It's the going from the long scene where you can see you're not sure what time has passed, and this.
Yeah. If you
I will-
told me it was like 5 weeks, I'd be like, sure.
So
I
this
will
is an
say,
Yeah,
extended
Mary's
scene.
just been laying out there in the field for that long.
Oh, yeah, the whole time, yeah.
It's your Pippin.
They just found him.
This
Gotta
is the
have your
true love
Pippin.
scene. Exactly.
I will say on the Eowyn Faramir thing, I think they do a good job communicating why those characters would have a strong relationship, like with the way
Yeah.
that they're drawn throughout the movies.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
they're
look,
both very earnest and noble and try to do their best, but aren't jingoistic or sort of jockey.
if they were doing the video dating service, I would definitely have matched the two of them up. That's all I'm saying.
See, this is what Indian matchmaking would have matched them because they were a good match.
Yes.
Both
Well,
from good
wait a minute.
houses,
There are no like astrological charts,
good
discussed
good
beforehand.
families.
Neither of you are the heir. This works out great.
Ugh, we don't need to see this cobweb bullshit. Okay, we're now at the Tower of Kirithongal, chapter 58. Boys and
How
girls.
itchy is that rope, do you think? Holy cow.
This is an extended scene for joviality and levity, apparently.
Frodo has hot glue all over his face.
I'm
They've
going to
taken
see
his
what
neutral
else
shirt.
I can order
Ooh.
as hipster food.
It's hot dog time.
Bubble dogs are arriving next Friday. We're getting the chili
Oh, you
cheese
already got
home
those?
kit and the Mexican home kit.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
You said bubble dogs? What do you call them?
Bubble dogs.
Bubble dogs.
Because you can also order champagne with your dogs, because obviously you're not a hipster if it's just gourmet hot dogs.
I'm really hungry
Does
now.
Elijah Wood have a weird belly button? What am I looking at?
Yes.
What?
Is that weird? What's weird about it?
Because it's neither innie nor outy. It's sort of in
No,
this
it's
weird...
a both.
Yeah, it's a both. It's very
It
strange.
kind of creates like a butt crack, front butt or something.
I've never noticed Elijah Wood's belly button, man.
Well, now
I
you'll
have
not be
studied
able to
in
watch
any
this
great
movie without
detail,
seeing.
no.
Yeah, but what do his fingernails look like?
Oh, look at that drop kick.
That was a
Great.
sweet move.
Yeah.
Join WWE for sure.
I don't
Now,
like orcs.
where is this? What garrison is this?
These are the
Kirithongal.
two different
Kirithongal.
garrisons.
That's right.
I like how that's all they need. Like somebody just drops from the sky and they're like, okay, let's fight.
Because you've got orcs
It-
and the Urukai just like, we're ready to go at it.
It is true. There is a building tension.
Dude, he just brained that goblin with a boulder.
Oh, God damn, yeah, he did.
Can we get a suplex, please?
But I feel like this is what they do for fun.
He had like
you
a
know?
macho man flying elbow off like a parapet.
Outside of wartime. This is why Sauron takes him so long to mount his army. They're killing each other all the time.
How do they end up being so numerous if they keep killing each other?
Like to get down.
Sam's like, I decimated this entire castle.
I'm taking the win here.
Put up the flag of the Shire, Sam. Oh, the blade's blue again. Been a
Like in
while.
the kind of conveys
shadow
what
puppets.
it conveys what the language in the book says, like where they think it's like some great elf warrior or something. That's
We got
just,
dual wield Gamgee here. Dual wielding those swords. I don't know if he has the dexterity stat for that.
he's got motivation. He's screaming it out.
And then
Well,
he's
he
like,
did
that's for
drop-
my old gaffer. Like, what did he do to the gaffer? Oh,
I love
the
it.
Gaffer's fine, right?
Oh,
Well,
no,
no.
because he's being imprisoned, right?
Yeah. He dies.
The scene goes on too long.
Okay, yeah, what is with that belly button?
Thank you.
Look, I've seen a lot of belly buttons, okay?
I mean,
So in
Elijah
sur- in
Wood might be
surgery,
on
that's-
Twitter, so you could
That's the
go
one thing we always say is
belly
like
button.
people say, wear clean underwear or whatever. It's like, no, make sure you clean your belly button out before you go to surgery. Because,
Gross.
yeah, people don't clean their belly buttons. It's gross.
Oh my god, Creme de la Mer have a beauty essence, like a face serum. It's 3 times 15 milliliter vials, and it costs £1,950.
That's worth it.
Jesus.
Seems
Who
reasonable.
buys this? Who is buying this?
People that like money is not a thing for them.
Yeah. That girl, Kate Blanchett, who like put that serum that's made out of like baby Korean foreskins on her face.
I think it must be people like that,
sorry,
right? It
say
can
what?
only be like Hollywood actresses. who do
Pause.
this.
Rewind.
So I saw an article that said something about like breast milk from like people that had COVID might help give you immunity. And people were like, "Well, how do we get that?"
Oh God.
Apparently, the first statistics are coming in on a study that's saying that people who've had it, even when the antibodies fade, the T cell immunity is still really good, which is
Cell immunity is what we need.
That
That's
is
what
what
I've been
we
trying
need.
to tell people is that there's a good chance that even if you can get it again, that like it would be less severe, which is hopeful. Like, no, it's gonna be worse. And I'm like, well, where did you hear that from? Like, I mean, I don't know yet, but
Probably the internet.
there's just some of the research is like looking promising. So hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, is this stain still going?
So I'll say, I believe that Sam and Bilbo are the only characters who willingly gave the ring up.
Yep.
Yeah, I incorrectly stated that in the Fellowship of the Ring podcast, for which I am deeply sorry. Bilbo was not the only one to willingly give.
Don't let it happen
I
again.
started
Peter.
off this podcast giving everyone the wrong scene numbers because I was looking at the theatrical and extended edition.
I only said that because I was trying to shame you, Peter. That was the whole
Yes,
point.
well,
I mean,
deserve
unless you count Gandalf never touching it and being like, take this.
Or
Didn't
Kate
Galadriel
Blanchett.
wear it? Didn't Galadriel pass the test?
Dude.
But
She was tempted by it.
again, she like resisted, you know.
Oh, well, there's Tom
But she never-
Bombadil. Does he count?
She never had to like carry it and hold on to it.
I think Tom Bombadil's the only one who actually held it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even puts it on, but nothing
Look,
happens.
if he had sent the army of the dead to start working on this orc army, they'd be like halfway through by now.
They should have sent Tom Bombadil in to kill them all.
Ooh, Tom Bombadil.
Bombadillo.
I don't understand.
Hey,
orc
do,
helmets.
Mary, do, or whatever the fuck he sings.
I definitely feel like Frodo's orc helmet is like ready for a plague. Is what it looks like the bird.
Well, that's good because we're
We're
in.
in one. Yeah, exactly.
That's like going back to Pirates of the Caribbean. The ghost story's like, you're in one.
So now we're at the last debate, which is chapter 59, and it's an extended scene, and it's very cool. I like
This
it.
It's a presumption of Gimli.
Yeah,
just
Gimli is
sitting in
just
the-
go.
So I'm steward now, right?
At least he didn't sit in the throne.
He has such big dick
That's
energy.
what I'm looking at. Gimli's just like, I'm gonna sit here.
Smoke my pipe.
A chair's a chair.
Fart into this throne.
Gimli is getting this victory for all it's worth.
Yeah.
It's very. He's just admiring the stonework.
This scene always reminds me of the trailer where there's that line of "We cannot achieve victory through force of arms."
Yeah.
It's kind of like a trailery line, I suppose.
I love the way Aragorn says Gorgoroth. Such a great word.
This
What
is such a beautiful room, like just like the marble and like. Was this a set or was this something that they kind of dressed up?
I think it's a set.
It's got to be a set.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could have it as. I mean, this could be this could be somewhere, and then they brought in the statues or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, but where in New Zealand is this? There's like
a classic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's true. It just does feel like this. It looks so beautiful. It'd be like a shame to tear it down, but
Looking for fucking
right being
love,
a
Gimli.
Gimli throws off that BED.
Small chance of success.
Gimli is just the best.
This is one of my favorite additional scenes. Aragorn masters the Palantir.
Yeah, man. Bit of bait.
Well, I think he kind of loses this one.
He's like, "What's up, son?"
Yeah, I think he shouldn't lose. He should at least be a tie. At least it's in the book. This unfairly diminishes Aragorn as well, just like the earlier scene with Gandalf.
This is just
I agree.
Master Troll Sauron here. Look, it's your dead girlfriend.
You see this sword, bro? Remember that? You remember this? Yeah. I got something for you.
You like that, yeah?
Mm.
Behold,
Like, I'm gonna bang your girlfriend.
He's like, look, she's dead. It's like, Aragorn's like, oh shit.
it's a little
That's such a
comical.
boss
Yeah.
move.
Oh man, I had no idea.
Don't fuck with Sauron.
You can tell where they cut this out of the theatrical edition because it does diminish him so badly.
It doesn't really do anything.
Then they ride out, which is a very cool scene because it's the first time he's wearing the Gondor
Yeah,
sigil.
the tree,
The
the
white
I have,
Gerald
I
tree.
have the white tree tattooed on my arm.
No, cool.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
entire
warm.
thing.
7
Captain
stars
and the
above.
White Lady.
You can have some of my warm lady.
Don't be cynical. This is such a sweet scene.
I'm not being cynical.
Don't ruin this for Bina.
Don't ruin this for me.
Lighting is warm and golden and beautiful as well.
We're in love now.
It's so sweet. Let me hold your hand, lovely lady.
Finally, a man worthy of me. I'll settle for Faramir.
Aww. And it's like
Settle
Jade Eyre.
for
There's no actual kiss or making out. It's just a head against the shoulder. It's so chaste.
No. Yes. No, that would be inappropriate.
Boom, he just got her pregnant.
You did see they interlocked 4 fingers. That's how it works.
Okie dokie. So now we're in the company of orcs, 62, and it is a new scene.
I really feel like you could use the song from the animated movie here, where there's a whip, there's a way.
Oh, yeah.
That would also be cancelled.
You know the Tour Eiffel in Paris, right?
You're like, oh, we're just a couple of orcs, just taking a break.
Sluggards.
Why do they have that pink skin?
Have you guys ever heard that song from Orpheus in the Underworld, the operetta called? And the chorus goes, "Oh, spank me now."
I don't think so.
When you say the whip, yeah, it's
I'm gonna
great.
need a link.
I'll send you a link. The lyrics are, "Oh, spank me now in royal fashion." Oh, spank me now in kingly fashion. Reignite my royal passion. It's so funny.
Whoa. Kinky.
Racy.
It's also the opera that gave us the can-can.
That gave us what?
The can-can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They also give us the can uniforms because God bless them.
You do. By the way, don't type "Oh, spank me now" into Google.
Good call.
I sort of read this scene as kind of an Tolkien's anti-war stance, where this is like the orcs kind of showcase that military discipline of sort of more modern day war, I suppose, whereas the men and the elves are sort of more like these heroic peoples of the past that's all idealized and stuff, but the orcs are more like modern day soldiers, I suppose. The inspections and stuff like that.
Yes, your uniform's too clean. Put some dirt on it.
Look at this guy.
What are they inspecting for?
I mean, like, rusted blades, or... I mean, like, there are no standards. There are clearly no standards.
I love there how the chain of the ring is burning his neck.
Yeah. Start a fight.
Well, it's so heavy, it's cutting through it, right?
It's cutting into his skin.
Hit me, Sam.
I do love how this guy sees they're human and like screams and just starts walking instead of being like, "Hey, grab those humans."
They're not human. They're hobbit.
The entire strategy always is just to start a fight. That's always the way to mess up orc stuff.
Yeah.
Just like that. One orc with pots and pans hanging off of him.
That's the chef.
Battle armor.
Wait, don't we eat our food raw?
Wait a minute.
They're still like 100 miles away from Mount Doom.
Yeah, they're a long, long way away.
Because now they've been walking for who knows how long. And they still
Man alive, even in the books, these chapters take forever.
Yeah.
But like they're still in the full regalia. They're not like, hey, maybe we could ditch, the orc armor.
Well, they do that eventually.
I don't even know how Frodo's walking.
I'm tired for him.
The ring is pulling him down. No one noticed that
as a
elven
kind
blade?
of light like that, a lighthouse light at the top of it, and every time I see it moving towards me when I'm walking in Paris during the night, I think of like Sauron's eye going, and I'm like, hide! And it's every time. It's just that feeling.
It's just the ingrained panopticon of power.
Yeah, I mean, it will be.
See me.
The all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye of Foucault.
Oh, finally. Dude, you kept
his
those
pots and
pans.
pans.
You kept the pans for like a year. And
The
you
way
got,
he
like, 10
tosses those
different
pans.
It was so sad.
Here it is. Star of Erendia.
I think that's meant to be the Morning Star or Venus or Lucifer. I mean, Arendelle just mean it's meant to be the Morning Star in the books.
About how the mouth of Sauron was depicted. So that's coming up.
Oh, you mean like a Marilyn Manson music video?
Yeah. I'd love to see the Gondorian army marching out. It's so cool.
Where are the heralds announcing that the lords of the West have arrived?
Yeah, man. Under the shadow. Or Frodo.
I really don't understand how people can hate on Frodo.
Doesn't
Hating on Frodo.
A lot of people do.
Frodo.
A lot of people do. I think because they think he's like whiny, and of course he doesn't actually destroy the rings. They think he sucks, basically.
The whole point of the book is that he doesn't destroy the ring.
I know. I agree. I'm just saying a lot of people do think he's a loser.
Alive.
Yeah.
And he's not whiny. I mean, he's trudging and trudging the whole length of the world to kind of carry this.
I agree.
Psychological burden. I mean,
I agree.
those people can do one. If any of you are listening who don't like Frodo, you should switch off now.
Yeah. Look, there's the Rohan infantry we were looking for. Oh, they arrived.
Some nice banner.
They walked the whole way. They just got here.
They just got there.
Some pretty ropey acting going on here from Elijah Wood.
Yeah, this is weird.
Stumbling.
I like it with the sound effects as well, sort of haunting little.
Like he's trying to fight off wraiths or something.
Yeah, dark.
Well, in the book, he's like trying to fend off imaginary attacks or something. He says, "We get a nice little Jesus moment here."
It's good because you're meant to think he is psychologically absolutely screwed over at this point. So,
which he is.
What do you mean by Jesus moment? Oh yeah, that's
Frodo on the cross kind of thing.
This is like the only scene that basically Aragorn has clean, tidy hair, which signifies that he's taking ruling seriously now. He washed his hair.
He looks kingly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tied up at the back a little bit.
This is like Aragorn 2.0.
Aragorn the king.
Radical at the end of the Prancing Pony.
I like this additional scene of the mouth of Sauron. I like Aragorn's challenge.
I love the way
like
his
it
jaw
too.
moves.
I find it's unfathomable to me that the mouth of Sauron was cut. That seems to me like so important.
Yeah, I
concept.
agree.
What accent is he screaming in?
I love the almost biblical phrasing that justice be done upon him. It's kind of anachronistic way of phrasing it.
This is where Aragorn acquires an accent for some reason.
Yeah.
He screamed in like Irish brogue.
But he had it at the start, so he had it at the very beginning.
Right.
In the pub. So maybe these scenes were filmed very early on before he dropped it.
So this is supposed to be a black Numenorian?
Yeah. Which is very cool. I mean, look at the horse's armor, like the rusty armor.
Yeah,
Oh my god, does a horse tail have blood on it?
Because everything is dripping blood.
Man,
Aragorn's face is so funny.
how many years has it been since Sauron killed the Mordor dentist?
We do not come to treat Sauron. So good.
I love Gandalf. We're like, we've told you, we're going to accept your surrender.
Unconditional surrender.
So much trolling.
I know.
Yeah.
Old.
We
But this
have
part
a
is weird. So
shirt.
they find this mithril shirt, but like they have no like. Are they not asking why there was a hobbit behind the lines? Like,
Yeah, not very good follow up there by the forces of Mordor.
like we have the shirt. Ha ha ha.
Maybe they just think he's dead. So there's no need to
Yeah.
go chase after him because they think he hasn't survived.
Well, I think when they found that stuff, and it like when they had him captured, and it was sent up, it was sent up to Barad-dûr, being like, "Hey, we captured a spy or an infiltrator or something," and I think that's all they have.
Such a cool scene.
Know that he suffered greatly at the hands of his host. Such a cool dialogue.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Another very sharp sword. Such a boss line from Gimli. I guess that concludes negotiations.
God, he's so funny.
God bless him. Now we go to the next scene, which is the Black Gate opens. This is scene 65, and it's as in the theatrical edition.
Here comes my favorite Aragorn accent moment. I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me.
It's like he's doing
me.
it's like he's doing Laurence Olivier in Henry V or something.
In the Council of Elrond, he says like the ring answers to Sauron alone. It has no other master or something like that, with an E instead of an O. Always kind of bothered me.
Let's do this, Frodo. One last
Do
push.
this.
All right, 50 miles to go.
All right, put the ring on and just fly up there. Oh no, wait, that's a different ring. Never mind.
Such a great scene.
I hope they wore their brown pants.
I mean, this must be petrifying. And the tragedy is this is quite a good leader's speech, but it's just not as good as Theoden.
That's true. It's a good speech.
The same fear that would take the heart of me is a great line.
But it's not today.
It's like Henry V or whatever.
Yep. Band of brothers. It's very Henry V. I mean, I wonder if he actually had watched that to rehearse this and had therefore unconsciously absorbed
Maybe, yeah.
the Laurence Olivier kind, because it's very Larry Olivier the way he does this.
No.
He's just sitting in front of the mirror.
I love this. Men of the West. It's kind of the first time we've heard that phrase as well, and it's such a powerful phrase.
It is.
Men of
Like
the
how he
West.
tells his horse to fuck off.
I mean, like Viggo Mortensen has not done a ton since these movies. Let's be honest.
I liked him in The Road. That was good.
Yeah, well, that's a bleak
Oh
one.
yeah, that was good.
It's very good in Green Book.
Here's where you see that they're surrounded, and you're like, oh, I thought they had a lot more men than that. Should have kept that army of the dead.
They had 10,000 orcs.
They just allowed themselves to be completely surrounded.
Why would you send out your full force when you know that the force you're meeting is so tiny? That seems tactically silly.
Well, I mean,
Send them out with the hopes that more of them would get killed, right?
but
That's a
wasn't
lot of
Sauron
Overwhelming victory.
Wasn't he gearing up to just send them all out anyway and finish it off? Isn't that the idea?
This little Shire theme in the background.
And you're like, oh, this movie's almost over. It's still got another hour.
But it's not.
Is it really?
Yeah, but
Like,
most of that's credits.
literally another hour.
But that's mostly not movie.
Yeah, it's not a full hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, there's 10 minutes of like the credits for the fan club.
Well, there's the full end credits as well on this one as well. The end credits are really massive too. So
Yeah.
Like 38 minutes left because I don't have the credits on
Die
my
next to a friend.
file.
Oh,
yeah, that seems
Romance.
more sensible as an
Romance.
amount.
Where does Sam have all this energy?
Well, he's no longer carrying 50 pots and pans, so you get it.
That's fair.
It's
That's
like
fair.
it's like Dragon Ball Z when Goku takes off the weighted clothes.
training weights.
Ooh. Now he's
Power
getting
up.
serious. He's also not carrying the one ring, so that helps.
It does help.
I don't need a speech from you right now, Sam. Just carry me.
The speech gives him power, though. This just makes me want chapstick really bad.
Oh, right? God damn.
Chapstick, a nail file, and some sort of surgery for that.
New belly button.
something off with that thing.
Oh my god. When he says he cannot remember the taste of strawberries, it's so good. I just love the idea that he can't remember the good things anymore.
Yeah.
The touch of grass. That's a nice image.
Some really
Was
beautiful
the sound of
language
trees
here.
in there as well?
There you
It's
go, Sam.
little
There you
things.
go.
This is the most boss chapter title. I can't carry it for you. Can carry you.
Sam's crowning moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, this is all. The rest of this is basically all as in theatrical cut. I mean, Mount Doom's a little bit longer, but this is all basically as was in the cinema now.
Oh my god, that music.
Yeah.
Sam is such a hero. MVP.
And they still have 50 miles to go.
Don't worry, he'll make it.
Oh,
Totally.
Jesus.
So apparently they actually wanted Sauron to come out. Replaced him with this huge troll.
So this is called the last move. Why do you think they didn't? They didn't want to show a corporeal Sauron. Is that the idea that he's always a spirit?
Yes. Maybe they couldn't get it right, but in the flashback in the first movie, he looks pretty badass.
I do wish she wasn't just a headlamp the whole time.
Yeah, I've seen some of the footage of the.
They're like, oh my gosh,
This
she's
is
committing
so well
suicide.
done for Frodo, and he almost has tears in his eyes. This is so good.
The two hobbits are out first.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course they are.
I do love that.
That has to be the case, right?
And then,
You have to
and then they get overrun very quickly.
Yeah,
Which is fine, but they showed their courage.
Yeah. I mean, they
They tried.
They showed their
Short legs.
quality.
I like those scenes in these movies where the heroes are tempted by the temptation and do the right thing, I suppose.
Yep.
The fires
Here
of
comes
Mount
Sam.
Doom.
Bless him.
So, do you think Gollum just sort of walked right up to this entrance and just sort of been chilling here,
Yeah, he's waiting.
just in
Basically,
case?
yeah, because he
Asking,
knows where they're going. So
Clever hobbits to climb so high.
okay, we're in scene 68, Mount Doom, which is extended. It's the last of the extended scenes.
Here's what I needed Gollum to be like, I'm gonna throw you off this mountain like I threw that bread.
It's an amazing amount of film that we haven't seen Gollum up until this point.
Oh, this
today,
is such a
right?
great line.
I haven't realised how long he was gone for.
He's been gone for over an hour.
Yeah, this is our first Gollum sighting.
Do you mean the Smeagol lied, Varley?
Yeah.
You almost forget about him.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Which is, I mean, I think that works. It's the intention, but
Yeah, you're meant to be surprised.
oh, Legolas finally not using an arrow.
He's using his bow as if that's gonna fucking do anything.
He's just like breaking noses.
The orcs are like, "Ow, dude! Oh man!"
I feel like they should have explained somewhere that his quiver was magical and just arrows appear in it. He never seems to run out.
This all gets very Mike Tyson. Smeagol don't fight fair.
I do like how they convey the feeling that everything is going horribly wrong.
Yeah, that this is the moment when it could all fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and that everyone's connected. Like the Fellowship having been split up for so long is now at the same place.
Gandalf got his little butterfly friend or whatever.
Yeah.
The eagles.
Go get the eagles.
The eagles.
Yay.
It's like, number one, like, do you need a messenger to tell you the eagles are coming if they're literally like on the horizon?
All right, one sec, guys. Apparently, there has to be one of these in all these rewatches. Why didn't they just send the eagles there immediately?
Eagles could have just flown straight to the mouth.
Could have just done it.
This is so cool.
That's a tall mountain.
So, how does the lava come out the top of the volcano when they're in the middle of the volcano, but there is no lava right there?
It's a magic volcano.
Dude, there's like multiple lava chambers, okay?
Chapter 70, The Crack of Doom, as in the theatrical cut, when Frodo fails. But his earlier success of mercy towards Smeagol saves his life. And that is the message.
Yes.
I love this part. It's like, dude, just drop it.
Thank you.
We're done. Drop it, the movie's over.
His humanity wins.
Elrond's in the background. He's like, thank you. Okay. Right?
Sometimes you wonder, like, why Elrond didn't just push his Steelador in.
Yeah, take care of business. Be like, he fell.
That would have been the elf thing to do, I think.
I mean, because they had their own rings to protect, right?
Yeah.
No.
Calls to him.
I think I'll be the Dark Lord now. Frodo, you have nothing.
Frodo, the king of the world.
You need a bath.
Oh, dismay in Sam's face. Come here.
No, I just carried you.
I just carried you 50 miles up a mountain.
Does anyone else like get annoyed that Frodo puts it on his index finger? Like,
why?
Why is he wearing the ring on his index?
Oh, look at those nails.
It's a different. It's not a wedding ring.
Yeah, but it's just inconvenient, you know, like for doing tasks.
For activities.
Yeah. You're gonna grip a sword with a ring on your index finger.
Like in the books where Gandalf goes, "Stand now, men of the West, and witness the doom."
Yeah.
That looks like I've had that ring long enough to know where the invisible person is.
Very intense.
I wonder if Gollum went to like bite off the ring finger. And
okay, yeah, this part here is the bullshit.
Yeah, this is total nonsense.
It's like giant cave troll that like the party couldn't handle in the first movie, and Aragorn's just like parrying him.
The strength of a king.
Yeah, that's
right. That's what happens when you put on the doublet.
So that troll was supposed to be Sauron.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like his fair form, at least in the beginning. Introduced, it's like
I guess they thought it would be too confusing for the movie audience to like see him in two places, which I was like, ugh.
Well, we are dummies, so.
Yeah, well, but I do prefer it this way. I wouldn't have liked it if there was a non-canon
Bless
Sauron.
him, he's so happy. He's got his ring. Bless him.
Now Gollum's got it.
So in the books, he actually falls off. In the movies, it looks like Frodo pushes him.
Well, they have a fight. They have a tussle, don't they?
Yeah, all right, but did Han shoot first?
Yeah.
Every time.
Because he gets complacent and cocky and starts laughing and jumping about.
Yeah, that's a little
And
anticlimactic.
it's so cute because it's almost like a little 3-year-old. It's so sweet.
The floor is lava.
I love the sound effects coming up.
That's right.
With the Sauron noises.
No, like the ring starts to dissolve.
Aragorn's being saved by his elven knife again, but he has like a tree trunk crushing him.
Oh, there they go.
And whop.
But the happiness on his face when he puts it on, that's what clutches it to his heart. It's so darling.
And we all die like that. As
I
happy
do
as
love
in lava.
This is one of my favorite effects in the whole movie. How the ring hangs, and it's not being effective. It's like you're like, oh my gosh, it's just hanging on top of the lava.
But it's heating up, and then
and you can
Kind of
tell
looks
that
like a pancake.
it doesn't. They do a good job of
It is
of,
like a
making
pancake.
They do a good job of making you feel like, oh yeah, this thing was not easily destroyed. I mean, it's just sitting.
I love how Sam.
and then the wording lights up as well, which is so cool.
Yeah.
I love how Sam reads Frodo's face, and it's just like, Frodo, it'd just be easier to fall.
Yeah, he's almost suicidal. He's lost his ring.
The ring must be destroyed. That's right.
I think up until the point the ring goes, he's really considering suicide. And then the ring no longer has a hold on him.
If it wasn't for his Sam.
Well, quite.
Yeah, he's fucking done.
Yeah, maybe grab with your good hand, Frodo. There it goes.
So how long could you hang from something one-handed? Because I would be dead.
Not.
Because I have no arm muscles whatsoever.
I'm just going to say I can't.
Yeah.
And then Sauron's like, whoops.
Chapter 71, Sauron defeated for those.
Sauron felt that.
And now the troll fucks off somewhere.
Well, obviously when Sauron dies, all the orcs die and give up immediately.
Why?
It's confusing, isn't it?
Well, I don't think they die. They just run away.
Well, but some of them get... The ground breaks in a very specific way that screws the orcs over.
Yeah, I mean...
the earth takes evil back in.
Yeah, I mean, they're not exactly demons, but they're very sort of...
I do love
we just built that!
Out the whole way down. Everyone's just stopped fighting.
I like the shockwave.
And Gandalf starts tearing up.
Yeah, I've got a gif of that. It's beautiful.
Fuel doesn't burn Barad-dûr. This was a self-contained explosion.
That's very cool. Frodo's dead, dude.
See, look, they just some of them. It looks like they evaporate.
Yeah. Vaporized.
Isn't like when they showed the battle of the Last Alliance, don't they all just sort of disappear too in that, don't they?
Yeah, I think all the orcs are thrown to the ground at least, and then they show the Sauron's armor, sort of
See, what I wanted to see was the earth around them fall apart and get all the rest of the orcs, and then they're like, well, shit, we're stuck on an island now.
Well, this is where they start getting a bit worried about Frodo. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
Lava. How's Frodo gonna get out of there?
Eagles,
good shot,
eagles.
Volcano.
Good job, Volcano. You did it.
Oh, Pippin, you're such a sap.
There's the lava. Okay.
Oh, they're super dead.
We just watched a thing on Super Volcanoes, my son and I.
Oh, like Yellowstone, that'll destroy us all.
Yeah, they were talking about Krakatoa and
coming soon in fall 2020. Volcanoes.
I was going to say,
I
why
can't wait.
wouldn't we just have a massive volcanic explosion? I mean, this year couldn't get any much worse.
I was surprised. Well, I was surprised at how much footage they had from the last time, the damage from Krakatoa and stuff. It was so long ago.
I'm pretty sure I'm close enough to Yellowstone that I would die instantly, but you guys would be choked by the ash. So I think I'm taking the win.
I think you'd be okay. There is one that's due to erupt again. That hasn't erupted in a while. They were saying.
Probably in
getting
California.
A California. I was going to say
Vesuvius,
California earthquake must be due for one.
California's going to fall into the ocean any day now. I mean, we all know that.
I mean, they have everything. They have fires, they have power outages, they have plague, they have...
Chapter 72, folks, the end of all things. I can see
Oh.
the Shire.
You can see
So
it
cute.
again.
They really think they're going to die. It's so cute.
Frodo, let's just ride down the river of lava back to the Shire.
Do we have enough lembas for the journey home?
The lights in the party tree.
I do. You know what? I do love that scene where you know when it's in Two Towers. I think when he's talking about rationing it to make sure they have enough for the journey home, and you're just like, Sam, you're such an optimist. Gotta make sure we get back.
Oh, it looks like they found some chapstick.
Yeah.
Not as peeled as before.
Yeah, so they can start making out.
Mm.
This is so heartbreaking. I'm glad to be here with you at the end of all things.
It is a nice scene, yeah.
Been through so much together, and that's it.
But they did it.
You
They did it.
You totally believe it. You totally. I think if you'd have not.
And I do. Look at this. It goes to black. You're like,
I think they're going
it's
to
done.
die.
Yeah, and even if they died here, I mean, it would still be a beautiful scene and just like a pretty...
Yeah, I
It
mean,
would
part of
be.
me thinks they should have died here.
Easy.
I don't know.
I don't know about should have, but like if they had, I mean, I feel like it still would have been satisfying. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
an
I agree.
earned ending.
But I do like the way it goes.
I'm
I
happy,
feel-
especially Sam. I feel like Sam deserves Rosie. You know.
And
Here
we
and that.
deserve, like, you want to know the hobbits. There's happiness for them, right? There's
Yeah.
there
Well,
is
they
a
have
some of
future.
them.
a chance at life.
Right.
again.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I like that they play it out, because even though they are saved, Frodo is still ravaged by this experience. Like it just because they lived doesn't mean he's okay.
Yeah,
That's
he's only
why we
really
don't need the
holding on
scouring of the
to
Shire, right, Zach? Is that
Well, yeah,
Sure.
Well, okay, so I mean, like the point is just like the Scouring of the Shire is not necessary to show what happened to Frodo and to show the ravages of war and everything he went through. Like the Scouring of the Shire is not important to the end. Is the only point.
Hot take.
Bad.
Yeah, I guess the Scouring of the Shire is more for Sam and Merry and Pippin to sort of show off their
Yeah,
newfound strength. And
exactly. It's just to show they've grown and they can deal with the situation, which I don't think is that important.
You figure he got Frodo naked and dressed into that nice little pajama.
Gandalf.
Time for a ridiculous scene that I can never take seriously.
especially
Aww.
as many times as it's been like on
Yeah,
Saturday
it's been
Night
memed.
Live or anything. Yeah. Hobbits jumping on the bed.
Just the way they're laughing.
Because it's like this like over the top cheerful laughing after what just happened, and then it's in slow mo. You're like,
The slow-mo really takes it over the top.
yeah. Got this big belly laugh, and we're like, wait, is everyone dead? Is everyone okay? What? Even Gimli's here. Like if this
Fellowship
was,
reunited.
it's your Uncle Gimli.
if you like, if you panned out and it was Frodo's funeral, and this is like Middle Earth heaven, and that's what this really was, I would have bought it. Like I'm like, oh wow, yeah, this is this
Hey,
is
it's
what
Ian
heaven's like
Legolas,
for-
that guy you never talked to.
And
And this guy.
Is Boromir here? Where's Boromir?
just call him Vigo.
Aww, and they're all cleaned up and wearing proper clothes and stuff. Oh, and then Sam, so tentative.
Sam with that 80s chest hair just bursting out of his shirt.
Oh yeah.
You know, Matt, chest hair doesn't matter what decade it is; it exists.
You know what's super sad is I have 3 gray chest hairs. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, the ravages of time.
You've just spent a lot of time on the beach, and they're blonde, right?
Oh well.
Sure, let's call him blonde.
I got a few blonde beard hairs.
So now we go to chapter 74, The Return of the King. I love
Oh
this
god,
so much.
don't do it to me like this.
Mm.
Oh, you bow
This
to
is
no
so
one.
awesome. The vertigo is real though for the people standing near the wall.
Oh my god, I'd be cowering and shaking like a leaf if I was by the.
Shout out to the
Aragorn gets the
florist.
crown.
Negative
All
shout out to
flowers.
Gandalf's nails.
It's kind of an understated crown in a way. I mean, like the design is very beautiful, but it's not like a bunch of jewels or like it's not super tall.
Doesn't Frodo hand Gandalf the crown in the books?
Yeah,
I think so,
Aragorn asked that Frodo brings it to the Gandalf, and Gandalf crowns him.
After they find the White Tree's little sapling up in the mountains.
I feel Queen Elizabeth II could definitely take Aragorn in terms of crown.
Probably.
What's it
She
gonna be
shows-
like? Yeah, I mean, this is like morbid or whatever. What's it gonna be like when like the new king is crowned?
Well, look at the tree is flowering. Like
Trees
in full
nest to
flower.
imply the death of the Queen, so we will not continue that.
Well, here's a better
That's why I
question.
didn't mention that. I didn't mention that.
So, Adam, what is Aragorn's tax policy? You know?
Oh, who are you, George? Jesus Christ.
It's going to build back
Shut
better.
up, George.
Well,
He's
I feel like
anti-
a flat rate 12% works really well, Zach.
Oh,
Wait, who's higher than them throwing these petals?
They're up on
Eagles.
that sapling
Eagles.
mountain he talked
it's
about.
always eagles.
Faramir's armor here is really cool and
Some
beautiful.
Middle
Oh my
Earth,
god,
I
it
am
turns into a fucking karaoke session.
The lyrics are lovely though in Sindarin. In this place will I abide,
Wow, you can read Elvish.
and my heirs.
You look at like Aragorn walking by. He's like, I bless this union.
Unto the ending of the world.
I'm
Aim is looking
I'm an Elvish
fine, by
tattoo.
the way.
Now this is some shit that happens right here. How you gonna surprise a man? Like it's your king day, but it's also your wedding day, bro.
Surprise.
What if
We
he
did
was
have a
like,
flower
oh,
budget for 2 events. where
I've
we
changed
had
my mind. I didn't want this.
And notice they get to kiss, even though Faramir and Ao and don't, which is not fair.
They haven't earned it yet.
What if she just like kept putting the banner back and forth in front of us? You can move.
Like, nope.
This is.
I like the one soldier guy in the background just grinning.
It's like that video with Darth Vader where he keeps closing his secret cube or his sphere.
Yeah.
Like I chose to talk to him.
I mean, her headdress is almost more elaborate than his crown.
Yeah.
No, the
It's
color
probably
of
like
the dress is really
4,000 years
beautiful.
old.
Sort of
He's
really.
also suddenly grown a beard.
I mean, you
No.
assume it's been a couple weeks or a month. Or
No, a king can grow a beard in a day, okay?
And, you know, Sauron showed her dead, so, you know.
He's like, witness the power of the kings of old. Just like,
I love how Hugo
Suddenly
Weaving
he's
is
got a
just
beard.
cracking up. He's like, awkward. I am her dad.
oh.
Did a good job, Elrond. She kept her virginity for like 3,000 years.
Yeah, I doubt that.
And now,
I highly
literally
doubt
the
that.
best scene ever when they all kneel to of it. So I just
it is
makes
the
me
greatest.
cry.
This is it.
It's just so moving. My friends, you bow to no one. So gorgeous.
This is one of those things that's so brilliant. I don't know how they came up with
Right?
It's so good. I wish this was in the books.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
And the contrast between this and when they go back to the Shire and no one gives a shit. It's kind of...
Yeah, this is like every time I see this, I'm like, yes. You know, you get the tear. It's
Yeah, this
I
makes me
love the
cry
looks on
every
their
time.
faces too. They just like can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. We're just hobbits from the Shire.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
quite a short scene for all the coronation stuff and the actual return of the king, but I think it does a good job.
and I think this does sort of this does.
If I
kind
could
of
only keep two
encapsulate-
scenes from this whole film, I would just keep basically 4 Theolingus in this. I'm good.
That's the whole movie.
That's it. That's the movie.
Oh,
They
homeward
do
bound,
cut-
folks. Chapter 75.
But I think it does do a really good job of showing like the soldier's journey, like someone who does great deeds, or something that you save someone's life, and they just view it as normal, and then the people that they helped obviously were immensely touched by it, and then they get home and they're just like, oh hey, you're back home, good to see you.
Oh, Hobbiton.
Oh, how we have Misty.
Look, it's smoking. It's on fire.
Hey.
It's being scoured, one way.
Look at my fancy clothes. Yes.
Steady now.
Scouring is front entrance right now.
I do like they've got their hair perfectly done, their fancy cloaks, and everyone's just like, what are these people doing here?
This is our penultimate seat, folks.
I do want to say they did cut my favorite Gimli part, where he threatens to kill anyone who says anything bad about Galadriel.
Oh yeah, Faramir get into it, right?
Yeah. I will kill you if you say anything bad.
Back to the
It's like,
Shire.
should I fetch my axe?
He's got that lock of hair. Doesn't he like spend time with her? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't he go and kind of like live with her for a while?
That's a really big pumpkin.
He goes and explores stuff with Legolas.
Him and Legolas traveled forever, but I thought like for a time like they went and like lived in the wood.
Yeah. This is lovely. Like the four of them know that they'll never be the same. They're happy to be home, but nope. You can't even say what they've been through.
All you need to see with what happened is here. Like, you don't need the whole Battle of Bywater and all that.
Look at the pumpkin.
Don't we
though.
need it? Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think so.
Peter, I had a huge
I think the only
Sam.
reason why I think you should have the Battle of the Bywater is it is the men of the West who are fighting Sauron and all the evil, and otherwise I feel that the hobbits don't get their chance to prove that they can fight for what's right.
Of course, Sam doesn't realize that bartenders flirt with everyone to get better tips.
He's like, Rosie, can I get your number? Oh, sure, hun.
Pippin's face
There
is
he is,
brilliant.
Tina. He's showing that he can fight. Oh, ask a girl out.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. You see it all here.
Sometimes that's the bravest thing you could possibly do.
Or ask a girl out.
Yeah.
Well, that was the contrast they showed in the movies. Like, he's too afraid to talk to her.
Who are all these little kids? Been busy.
Those are the kids of the producers.
We don't have bridesmaids and groomsmen. We just have kids in the wedding party. So
Well, maybe the Rosie's nieces and nephews or something like that.
I was like, I'm glad.
Look, if I was like Jeff Bezos rich, I would build the freaking Bag End.
Yeah, and you see Frodo here.
Jeff Bezos rich. I wouldn't build Bag End. I'd build flipping, Theoden's Kingly Hall.
No, I don't need all that. That's too much.
I can build Bag End in my back garden. You don't need to be Bezos rich for that.
Well, isn't like Bag End like it's got like 10 rooms and like there's a bunch of different sets. Like it's pretty big.
Well, like Bag End is a real thing rich people do. They build bunkers that are like this.
In New Zealand, no less.
Yeah.
I'm all about that bunker life. I gotta say, like people are like, what's your dream home? I'm like, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch with 3 levels beneath it.
Yeah.
Like my home is modest, when the apocalypse comes, no one's going to be looking for stuff. But beneath the surface.
Okay.
Deep in the vaults.
But yeah, I think you see how little Frodo is able to fit in anymore here, which I think is the key thing.
Very alienated.
Yeah,
It's very emu.
you see him clutch his wound there, which is still hurting him.
He healed. Get a refund.
You can thank Elrond for that.
I was going to say.
Never really healed.
In the Lord of the Rings.
Where's Glorfindel when you need him?
It's a psychological wound, guys.
It's metaphorical.
I
Shouldn't it hurt his brain and not his shoulder?
I do love that it's so subtle where he turns to Sam and says there's room for a little more, like, hey,
The whole cinema groans. Like,
add
let's
an
go
afterward.
home. Final scene, guys. The Grey Havens. This is beautiful.
I like getting to see Bilbo here.
And just how beautiful the Shire is.
R.I.P. Ian Holm.
Oh, I love in the books how he's like, well, I passed the bull roar, so that's settled.
God, Bilbo. Maybe he needs that $2,000 face cream.
Let's go ahead and buy it for him.
Still asking after the ring. I love it.
Misplaced it in a volcano.
I'm afraid I lost it.
So
That's
in the
cute.
book, how long is it between when Bilbo gives up the ring to when he sets sail? How many years?
I feel like Sam has like 4 or 5 kids by the time.
I don't actually think it's very long. Well, yeah, it's a decent amount of time.
Well, it's isn't it a couple years? Until the quest starts, right? Even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few months, I
A
think.
few months.
It's
The
much
quest
more
is
than
a year.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you meant since that. Yeah, it's 17 years past. Yeah.
Yeah. Since he leaves the Shire, so he ages a ton. After having not aged at all while wearing the ring.
That's beautiful.
I always I know Bina, you've done that time accurate reading of Lord of the Rings. I always think all right, as soon as after the party, you have to wait 17 years before you can keep reading.
Yeah, but you start from when Frodo sets out, you smart ass.
I know, that's the true committed version of it, you know?
Well, I've read the
anyone's
party and
up
I'll
for
come back to it.
If anyone wants to do a time accurate reading starting from then, I'm happy to kick one off because it's kind of a cool way to do it.
It is cool, yeah.
If you have self-denial issues as I do, it's healthy.
It's like linear reread in the extreme.
Yeah,
It's live action reading.
it makes the Council of Elrond very tricky.
Are there many
Actually,
big
there's a huge
gaps when you
time-
read it that way?
There is
Yeah.
a huge time pass in
Yeah.
Rivendell.
Yeah, there's a month when you do nothing,
Huh.
and sometimes you read and it's just 2 pages. Sometimes you read it's a lot. It's kind of a cool way to do it, though. I'm surprised it's not more popular.
Interesting. I know there are people that read the book, every year, so
I used to do that for years, but
I
But
could
I
definitely.
I haven't had a proper reread in forever.
Yeah, I read it every year, so I'm halfway through Two Towers right now on a reread.
I almost feel that Vok could do another reread because so many new people have joined us since then who are real Tolkien fans.
I would love that.
Why don't you do one, Mary? You could anchor it and just have
I
all the new
could.
voices.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
fun.
will,
I actually want this to happen so much I would voluntarily edit. But not be on.
Whoa.
Whoa. I will see if anyone else is interested.
That is an enticing option.
It's been, because it's been
Wasn't
so
on the
long.
original one, right? I mean, there's
the-
so many good people now who are so into Tolkien. I'd love to hear their thoughts. And when we did the reread, it was only eight episodes.
Like Paul wasn't on that old one, and he is a fanatic. Of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
I'd
and that
love
was,
to
that was
see-
either.
before even I had joined. I mean,
Maybe
I think
call it Reread Revisited or something.
Silmarillion
so
was even
lovely.
before I joined, I think.
Yeah.
The Silmarillion was the first cast I was on.
And now Frodo's saying goodbye.
I get it. I get the point of him having to leave, but it's just every time it annoys me.
Because
Because I just find it so sad and so unsatisfying. I
you wish she
understand-
could have had a happy ending.
Yeah.
And it is for him. It is kind of the happy ending, I think.
Yeah, but not
It's
for
melon.
everyone
It's
else.
But-
bittersweet.
And I think,
Yeah, he's ready to let go.
in a way, the way he looks at it too is he leaves Sam Bag End, right? And it's sort of like allowing his friends to move on because he's the one that's still the most, scarred by everything. So he kind of gives them their happy endings in a way.
Yeah,
it's
but
kinda
it's so
beautiful.
sad for them as well.
I feel
Yeah.
it's realistic that someone from the major cast had to die. Otherwise, if they all survive, then it's kind
Yeah.
of like, what were the stakes?
Well, I guess Boromir died, but this was a way to go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Boromir's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but he tried to
He won.
kill him, and he had to die to redeem himself.
I bet you these tears were really real.
Well, I wonder if this is one of the last things they shot.
Yeah.
What if it was the first thing they shot?
Well,
You
there's
just feel-
40 hours of behind-the-scenes production footage. I'm sure.
Yeah, who wants to rewatch the extended versions?
Let's rewatch the behind the scenes.
Guys, let's do the making of stuff. I watched all of that. I watched every bit of that stuff when
I would be
these
down for
DVDs
that.
came out.
I did
A
as
long
well.
time ago, but I have no need to redo that.
I used to watch that stuff a lot. Now it's like, well, I can watch another show instead.
There's a lot more
Especially
content.
Well, on streaming
Oh,
too,
so
like they just don't have that content. It's just the show and you move on. They don't have all that behind the scenes stuff. I mean, Disney Plus has done a bit of that now. Like they had that series on The Mandalorian, which was like as long as the whole season, and
Ooh,
I
I haven't
watched
watched
that.
Are we getting Mandalorian soon? Is that happening?
What,
Two?
season
I don't know when
2?
it's coming.
We are
I
getting
think it's-
Death on the Nile, though. I'm very excited.
I think they're back at work at it. I think so. Like what Mandalorian did with like the you know the set stuff where it's all just like the moving LEDs like that look like it's on set, but it's not. A number of other movies have done that because of coronavirus. So
Well, I think they actually filmed it before coronavirus.
Yeah.
no, I know that, but I
done.
mean like they were really the first ones to do that. The way they combined kind of the motion capture with like the live screens and all that and the CG. Like a lot of the scenes I thought like, well, they must have been in a town or they must have been out in the desert. And they're like, no, there's just like we put some sand on the floor and everything was shot like on a stage with LEDs around. And you're like, really? But I guess it allows you to have less people on set, less people congregating. So it's,
Oh,
I
that's
wouldn't mind living at the
beautiful.
Grey
Come on,
Havens.
guys. A moment for this. How beautiful is that shot?
Yeah, it's very beautiful, and the sort of the significance of the fact that that's the last ship to leave Middle Earth as well.
Yeah.
Like
The elves have gone.
Galadriel and Elrond don't even go down the ship
so
ride.
who moves in here now that the elves are gone, huh?
Orcs, no.
Don't Legolas
No.
and Gimli leave at some point later?
Doesn't Sam also?
Yeah, all the ring bearers.
I feel like the hobbits could take over Rivendell. They'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
so
Legolas and Gimli built their own ship as well, but the fact that
Look at those nasturtiums. How did they get so big?
yeah,
Aww.
I get what you're saying, Shellfish.
I like how they even like make the little girls' feet, hobbity feet.
Oh my god, look at that baby. Holy crap.
What about the baby?
Little
It's
hobbit
huge.
babies.
It's a big baby.
I like the
Very
little
cool.
goat dress. It's very
Right.
good.
Aww.
See, I mean,
Well,
I could live in Sam's house even. I don't need that much.
I
Yeah.
can live in Sam's house. It's not.
Well, I imagine it goes deeper. I imagine it goes into the hill.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
just being honest.
Potting bench he has.
Those are the high quality hobbit houses that go under.
Yeah. A lot of people have done like the Hobbit shed, where like they build kind of like a shed or like
Yeah.
a bar in the backyard, and they like I could probably do that.
Do you think like a
Well,
big
folks-
house in Rohan is cheaper than a small house in Hobbiton? Probably.
What is the housing market in Rohan?
Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed
Oh,
listening to this.
that was good.
If anyone has listened to this, it's been a pleasure. Stay tuned if you love all things Tolkien. Join us on our Discord channel, Discord server, if you want to join the new reread, bigger, better, and more badass.
So this is official?
It is now.
It is now.
It's happening.
Anyway.
We still got to work on our World War II set of podcasts. I still have like
Wait,
an
what?
hour of recording from our brainstorm session like 5 years ago.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
What would that entail? How would you structure that?
That was what we talked about for like
Okay.
an hour. But
That's a lot of content right there.
yeah.
We should start with a smaller wall.
Pino, we know when you want to do Indian
Probably.
matchmaking.
Yeah, Indian matchmaking we'll do as soon as Adam's finished, but Adam, take your time. I mean, no rush, but let us know when you're done.
Yeah, we'll probably be done in like a week or so.
Cool.
Whenever my wife have days off together, which has been more now than it was the last few months.
Excellent. Well, stay safe and healthy, everyone on the call,
Same to you.
everyone listening. This has been joyous and lovely. Thank you all
Yeah,
for coming on this journey.
Thank you, Bina, for making it happen.
Yeah, thank you, Bina.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Rena.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.